Hello, Fresh Baked. We are back with our weekly construction and ops update from around the Disneyland Resort. And this week we've got some old business and some new business. And we'll start with the new business. The new home of what's left of the old photo supply company is now open. This is the Photo Concierge outside the main gate to Disneyland. It's on your left-hand side as you face the gate over there by the newsstand. These friendly cast members are here to serve your photo pass needs. The monitors there used to be in the photo supply company, as you recall, and then for a minute they were out in the Esplanade on some card tables while they were finishing up the Photo Concierge. But now they have landed safely next to the newsstand that is inside the gate. As for what's happening back on Main Street, no word yet. I'm still expecting the now vacant space will eventually just become more of the same that you find right now in the stores next to the photo supply company. I'm not expecting this to be finished for probably another couple months. I'm guessing, ready for the Christmas holiday season. Let's hop across the Esplanade next to find these walls up around the old entrance queue to PhilharMagic. Very curious. PhilharMagic is still open, by the way. These aren't preventing people from attending that show. They don't block the proper entrance, just the old entrance, the one that was up there, the way you went in back in the Muppet Vision days. That area is now seating area, which again, those are also still open and available. The walls also are not blocking the gift shop or the entrance to stage 17. So to sum up, the walls are surrounding pretty much just empty concrete. My assumption then would be that that's all they're working on, because nothing that has any sort of actual function, as far as I can tell, is being disturbed. Stay tuned though, as I expect this is going to be resolved soon and we'll have our answer soon. But on this day, we also spotted these walls around the gourmet coffee cart as you approach the entrance to Pixar Pier. No idea what they might be doing, but it's actually kind of interesting, because if they were updating the actual cart, I feel like they would just roll the cart backstage, work on it there, and leave that space empty for now. But instead, they've put up the walls, which suggests to me that they're doing something that is not cart related. But it can't be the surfaces, because the cart is in fact still there. So very interesting. Nothing serious, I'm sure. It's just a coffee cart, but still interesting just the same. And our last bit of new business stays here at California Adventure, and these images from the World of Color stage in Paradise Bay, courtesy of WDW News Today. We know that World of Color is not showing, and there are no immediate plans for it to begin showing, but at least we know now that they're working on it. We've seen them drain the bay, as in this photo, so they can work on the fountains. Here's an updated shot, though, of the current condition of the bay as of today, and you can see that they have filled the bay up. Not completely, but they filled it up somewhat. You can still see the tops of many of the fountains. You can also see a maintenance boat paddling along. And that's kind of why I want to show this, because I just love seeing shots like this. It's why I do these videos. Disneyland is never at rest, and there's always something fun and interesting to see that is outside of the usual sights and sounds from the park, and that's what I love. I love breaks, like, I don't know what you call it, visual non sequitur, as it were. Anyway, thanks to FreshBaked street teamer Tomik for this shot. He saw it and he knew I'd be interested, so thank you very much, Tomik, for that. If you're in the park and you see something that you think I might be interested in, send us a photo or a video clip. You can send it to me directly, as Tomik did, to david@freshbakedisney.com, or you can add us on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney. That's fresh with no E. Okay, back to our World of Color update. It's my understanding that this is more routine maintenance rather than anything serious, but it will still take some time. Like a lot of things around the park during the shutdown, routine maintenance was probably not being done, and it left a few things, well, in need of repair, in need of maintenance, like the trams, for example, and like World of Color. So we'll stop by Paradise Bay to watch the progress over the coming weeks, but as we've said before, don't expect a quick return on this. Definitely no show already for the Halloween season. We know they're not doing that. And if they were doing one for the Christmas holiday season, we would have heard an announcement on that already. So that puts the next possible show sometime around February, is my guess. That's the earliest we could see World of Color. Okay, let's go back to Disneyland now to update you on some of the old business, and we'll start on the Rivers of America. Here's the latest view of the Fantasmic fountains. Nothing really to note as far as I can tell. We can't see them actively working on anything specific, but it does give us kind of a fun view of just how intricate the engineering is. You can climb down into that walled off area and walk around and get underneath, and it's really neat what they've done here. It's shots like this that really make me appreciate the brains and expertise and the lengths that they go to involved in a show like Fantasmic. It's really impressive. And this is just a small part of the show too. I love seeing this kind of shot as well. Again, it's the reason why I do these updates. But let's keep moving down the river to see what's new at Pelican Landing. Still getting used to saying that as if it's a real place. It will be eventually, but we've never heard of Pelican Landing before, and now it's like a thing. Anyway, again, this week it looks like most of the work being done is down on the Harbor Galley side of the work site. Last week we saw, kind of some apparent grading, and this week that area is looking more defined. In particular, something of a trench has developed, possibly for a feature that will separate the two areas, maybe. My guess at this point, though, is that the half that's facing the river, the lower half, as it were, will likely, I think that's just going to be landscaping there, a new planter perhaps. But here's something interesting that maybe you viewers out there could help me identify. These four box-like features with, is that a 2x4? Is that what they call them? The 2x4s resting atop of a few of them. What are they doing there, I wonder? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know, FreshBaked, in the comments below if there's any constructioneers out there. I would love to see or hear what they might be doing with those things. Otherwise, we'll go next to Big Thunder for a quick update. And actually, I was surprised to find that some of the scrims and scaffolding are down already. The train loading area was surrounded by scaffolding last week, but now it's almost completely gone. So probably nothing major that they were working on there. Here's a view from Rancho seating area showing all the scaffolding that is gone again in the loading area. We do, though, have some new scaffolding in the center of the frame through the trees. That's that water tower feature in the main queue, right in the center of the main queue. And here's another view. So I would expect the same for this, something not too major. But we'll come back to this again next week as usual, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, we'll head over next to ToonTown, where we have a view of the paving work going on at the entrance area. And apart from the dirt and the obvious thing that they're going to be putting down those new paving stones, can anyone advise what that set of rectangular dirt sections are doing in the middle of the work site? It's another interesting thing because I don't recall them doing anything like this. I mean, we can look at old video, but I don't remember them doing anything like this on the other half of the walkway. So that's something separate. It's something different that they're doing here. Interesting. Quick look inside ToonTown at the Gag Factory site. We had some active work being done. Very cool. And it looks like they have added some steel along the back side of the pre-show building area. Difficult to tell from this angle if that's the Gag Factory building or the proper show building. Thankfully, we do have a second view from another FreshBaked Street Tamer, Ty Feig. And this was shot today, actually, again. So thank you very much for that, Ty. It's a good view of the steel going up on the show building facade. That'll wind up being the green hills in the background. And then as Ty pans right, we can see the Gag Factory building and that new steel in the far right of the frame. That's what we saw over the wall in the first shot. This, to me, though, it does look like it's on the Gag Factory side of things, though I'm still not sure. But it is at about the right spot visually for that vertical marquee feature that we've seen in the concept art. I mean, there's no way to know at this point how accurate this concept art will wind up being. But today, if you were to ask me to guess, that would be my guess. So thanks again to Ty, and thanks again to our FreshBaked Street team for getting us these shots that we couldn't get ourselves. We're very grateful, especially the timeliness of them. Shot today. I love that very much. And that does it for this week, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on this tour of construction happening around the Disneyland Resort. Please take a minute to follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBaked Disney. Otherwise, do be safe out there, guys. Be kind to one another. FreshBaked
Bye.